Well, good morning, everybody, especially to our special guest right here in front of me, Mrs. Bogarta's class from what school is it? And let me see if I can remember. Is it Paba Valley? Is it like pilots or something like that? What's a pilot? Okay, all right. Well, my name is Mr. Borgeson to you guys, or Dale Borgeson. I'm a community services commissioner for the city of Temecula, and I'm a retired educator in Temecula Valley. I was taught here for 24 years. So when I've spoken to other people about doing this, for me, it's easiest to just address these guys. So if you see me mainly interacting with these guys and ignoring the rest of you, well, that's just the way it is. um, so we're here today for the rededication of our Vail Ranch Park, and fortunately, we're getting to see something that's going to be very unique in the city. This will be the only place that will be a park like this, and I would assume that you guys live pretty close by. Like this would be a place you could come back and visit sometimes, right? Now, let me tell you guys another little additional thing that will make this park probably more fun for you in the future because you're second grade right now, right? Well, you may or may not know that in third grade, if you go to a school in Temecula, you learn a lot about Temecula history. And this park represents a lot about Temecula history. You'll learn a little bit of that today, just in what I have to say, and maybe even just in your playing around, which, by the way, you're going to get to do in a little while. But next year, that's going to be a part of your third grade curriculum, the stuff you learn. So, beyond our special guest right here in front of me, I'd like to recognize a couple other people. We have Aaron Adams, who's our city manager for the city of Temecula. Where is it? Aaron's around. Oh, there he is. He was over playing already. Supposed to be over here. Kevin Hawkins, who's the director of our community services, and Kevin is around too. Maybe he's, oh yes, the same thing, same problem. They just can't resist. We also have a councilman here, Stu Stewart, and right here. And I don't know if we have any other council members yet, but we may pretty soon. We'll see. So, as I said, this park celebrates the history of Temecula. And this area that we're in, these homes, this community is called Vail Ranch, right? Well, we also have the Vail Ranch headquarters over there by Coles. You know, have you guys been over there where all those old buildings are? And it keeps getting nicer and nicer, and they're adding more things there. And that's authentic. That's the site of the original Wolf store and sort of the first Temecula as far as settlers who came following the Native Americans. And these buildings that are part of this structure represent history of Temecula. So if you guys just don't get up and just look with me, see the big tall part? Can you read it from here, what it says? Right, so we have a building down in Old Town that is the Hotel Temecula. So this is to represent that. And to the left of it, it says general merchandise. We often call that the Merc for short for merchandise. And today, at one time that used to be a store. And now it's an art gallery and part of it's a theater. So that exists in Temecula too. Right behind me, you guys can surely see that one, right? Did you know that you can still go see the jail in Old Town? It's a little hard to find. You might need your parents' help because it's behind some buildings. And we have the post office over there. We have a railroad station. Another thing way over is a stagecoach. Well, the stagecoach, that's authentic to Temecula too. It used to come to Temecula. It was called, and now when you hear this word, I bet you've heard of this, the Butterfield Stage. Well, we have a whole road named Butterfield, right? And that's named because of the original stage that used to come here was called the Butterfield Stage. So you see how it's all coming together? It's making sense, isn't it? I suggested to you, you might learn some things today. Who knows? Well, if you're interested in learning more of Temecula history, You can visit the Vail headquarters, the Vail Ranch headquarters. You can visit the museum in Old Town, the Temecula History Museum. You could sign up for a history-led walk where a person takes you around and teaches you. You can go on the website for the city of Temecula, and this will all give you a head start to what next year might be like for you in third grade. So, Stu, would you like to address the group a little bit? Thanks.
Well, are you guys excited about playing on this? Oh my gosh, that zip line is incredible. You guys are gonna have so much fun with that. That's probably gonna be the longest line on this whole thing is wanting to do that. Who wants to do that? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And you guys all live right here local, right? Right around here? That's awesome, because this is probably one of the coolest parks. I mean, we got a lot of really, really nice parks, but this is a really, really cool one because it does represent the old Temecula that Temecula was. So you guys are gonna have a great time, and I'll stop talking so you'll have more time to play. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. I have two other people I would like to recognize. We have Greg Butler right here, who's our assistant city manager, and we also have Marianne Edwards, and she's not to be missed today, I don't think, who is another city council person. Marianne, would you like to say howdy?
Well, can you tell how I'm dressed? I know, it's not the Matrix. It's actually, I've got my cowboy hat out, and you can tell I'm the sheriff because don't all sheriffs have like a full fake diamond, like a star pin that they wear? This is awesome. And I didn't come to look at it ahead of time because I wanted to be surprised, and I'll tell you, I cannot wait to get on that gravity rail and go around. You know what's going to look like with my coat flying out? And the Batman. Stagecoach, it's so cool. You know, the Butterfield Overland Mail was one of the earliest mail services that came all the way from the central United States all the way to San Diego and up to Temecula, and actually brings us nationwide. Not very far from here. Did you know that?
Marianne, we use the mic.
Oh, I'm just talking to the kids. So we have the Butterfield Overland Mail that stopped not very far from here. And we have all the cowboys that used to work at Vail Ranch. And they actually wore cowboy hats and rode horses just like the cowboys that we see on TV. Isn't that cool? And that's how Temecula started. It was the Vail Cattle Ranch. And eventually people thought it was so beautiful around here that they decided they wanted to live here. And so the Vail family sold off pieces of the cattle ranch, and Temecula actually became a township with a post office. And so that's why we have the Butterfield Overland Mail. And then, okay, I'll tell you, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ride the gravity rail. So the first thing you're going to do, is that what you guys want to do first? Yeah, I know, yeah. And then the next thing I'm going to do is go over and get in the stagecoach and see what that feels like. And then I am absolutely going to go over and sit on one of those horses. Do you think they'll jump up when I get on there? Are you sure? Well, we'll try it and see. So I'm so glad you guys could be here today. So which school are you? I should have known that. Yeah, did you guys walk? Yes, because it's so close. That's awesome. Well, I'm going to stop talking so we can go play, but will you let me be first one to go around the gravity rail? All right, so I'm glad you're here. Who said no?
Well, thank you, Mrs. Edwards. Okay, you guys, so we're getting closer and closer to give you a chance to do just what Mrs. Edwards is going to do. But, you know, you're going to go to town, right? Because this is the old town here, old Temecula town. So when a cowboy goes to town or a cowgirl goes to town, they want to put on their best duds. You know what duds are? That's your clothes, your outfit. So I'm going to have you guys do that. Surprise. And you're going to do it by first standing up right where you are. And I have a poem that talks about Cowboy Dan or Cowboy Ann, either one. And the poem will be pretty easy to follow because it's going to give us an idea about putting on our duds. Okay? So you won't look like you do right now by the time we're finished. But of course, you're going to be using your imagination. Okay, so here we go. Cowboy Dan, Cowboy Ann. Let us make a cowboy man. Why not call him Long Tall Dan? First, Dan has a smiling face. So let's put it right in place. Then there's a hat for this cowboy man. Okay, get your hat, you guys. And this hat, which is his drinking cup and fan. His shirt, heavy cotton or wool, remember, can be worn from June to December. His red handkerchief protects his face when he's riding in a dusty place. Here you go. His gloves, ready? His gloves are worn to protect his hands when roping, tying, and using brands. The cowboy's pants are the color blue. These Levi's last the whole year through. Anybody have any jeans on today? Levi? Oh, there we go. Yeah, you're all set. The cowboy's belt. Okay, now we get to be, really like big-time cowboys or cowgirls. The cowboy's belt may bear his name, or the fancy buckle can do the same. So come on, get your pose, and maybe you have to stand with your legs apart because you're used to riding a horse. His leather boots are strong and sturdy. Start putting on your boots, you guys. And keep his feet, from getting wet and dirty. The chaps. Now, chaps are things you wear over your pants. The chaps are a pair of leather pants, put them on, over your pants, that help him when he's riding by cactus plants. Now that we've seen the clothes of Long Tall Dan, we know that he's a real cowboy man or girl. All right, turn around, you guys, and tell all these people, howdy. All right, you guys, I'd like for you to sit down so you're official cowboys, cowgirls. Now you're going to be ready to play in just a minute. Just a couple of last things. When I finish up, your teacher will give you directions about any of the area that you're limited to stay in or whatever. Just listen for your directions from your teacher. And I will be around too because, you've got the duds on, the outfit, and you're feeling a little bit like cowboy or cowgirl, but you need a new name too. So if you're interested in having today, while you're here, a new cowgirl name or cowboy name, if you come see me, I have a new name for every one of you guys that you can use while you're here. You got it? Well, I'd like to thank everybody, including our special guests, for visiting us today. Stick around because we have some refreshments, a chance to play, a chance to ride the gravity slide. Check it out carefully, especially for the Temecula history. And we appreciate you being a part of this. This is now did we say our third or fourth? I lost track already. Our third playground that has been redone, and we're going to see many more of these. Prior to this, we have a treehouse park over on De Portola near Butterfield, and over in the area by Nicholas Valley Elementary, we have a big pirate ship. So some of you have been there too already. Well, there's going to be even more. The next one is going to be about music. So watch for that one coming too. So thanks again, you guys. Look for your teacher for your directions about what to do next.
1, 2, 3.
work.